Yo, 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 what's up, party people? Crazy Al Kane here. Jet Line doing crazy things here, making it happen, getting the place all ready for the summertime. But we have a nice little setback that happened. Last night we had some crazy torrential rain with wind. It was non-stop hammering the trails. And there's new damage, but it held up good overall. There's a lot of little rut problems that we have here that make the line kind of bumpy. And I got to resolve those problems. But as the summer goes on, you know, as the spring comes, we get less rain and the rut problem doesn't become so bad. But it is a continuous problem that we do have here with some lines. So when you come off a landing, you might get a little bumpy section, and I want to try and resolve that problem. But that's not going to happen today. What's going to happen today is, well, first of all, I forgot to bring my camera the last time I was here, and I actually continued to work on the triple section here, which has this double right here that I was working on, which actually is done for now. We'll see how it is when we ride it, but it's a lot taller. We have a lot more landing here, so that way you can get some pump out of it. So I'm hoping that this little bit of an improvement will make this part of the line better, which will set you up for the table after which I have to rebuild the lip because the lip got damaged from that rain. The next part I'll be working on is this roller right here. I started throwing some dirt on it already, but there's a lot more that has to go here to make it so you can set yourself up nice and get a nice pump and some speed to hit this guy right here, and hopefully it'll all make sense once it's done. So that's what I'm going to work on today, is making this into something. As you can see, the drainage over here is working good, and there's a whole lot of sand that came here from the rain. Starting from up here, you can see there's so much sand that was built up from the rain, and you can see how the water came out and went this way and caused a little bit of ruts right here that hopefully I can work out. But this whole thing went up a couple of inches just off of sand and dirt that came down. I don't have much time to work today, so I'm gonna really just get into doing this and get busy. But there's a lot of debris on the trail right now. I gotta come with the broom, sweep stuff up. But the one good thing is, being that I was sweeping it up before, got the leaves off, that it actually won't take long for it to be rideable again. So that's pretty cool. Like, it held up really good to the rain, and you know, there's a couple of bumpy spots as always. For the most part, it held up real good. So let's get busy with this jump right hizzy. So I dumped a little bit of load on here, and the key is to make this nice and rollable. Before, it was a little lump on the ground, couldn't get a good enough pump out of it. So I'm gonna fill it in more, so that way when you come around, you can get a nice juicy pump out of it. Even if you have, you know, suspension and all that, you can still kind of come around and get a decent pump even on your full suspension mountain bike, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm working on right now. That's looking way better, so now it's a matter of filling all of this in, so that way you can really get a nice pump out of it. Then I have to eyeball how it's gonna go. I might bring it up a little bit higher right here to keep you in pocket, and I think we'll be good to go. Actually, this little bit of an improvement is actually doing a lot. Because what this is really is a setup for the next two. So it's not really something to jump, it's something to really pump. So it's nice and mellow, and it should give you a really good pump now coming out of the turn. Now what I might do here, I might dig out some of this because you kind of want to still be in a turn to make it up. But right here it comes out a little too much, so it really needs to go in some more. So when you come around this turn, you're still kind of leaning to really set yourself up. The way it is right now, kind of going that way instead of that way. So I got to dig in some. Now this is the part I hate, digging into a berm and finding a rock. At the most crucial part of a turn, there's another big one down there I have to dig out sooner than later because there's a big beehive, I think, behind that. So when I start digging in there, they all start coming out, flying around. So since it's cold out, I gotta get that rock out too. And then hopefully there'll be no more surprises in this berm, because I've been digging stuff out for the last 3 years out of this berm. So that's gotta go, and I gotta fill it in with dirt, and then I can finish shaping this up. All right, now it's looking real good. So let's see, you come around this turn, not bad. Let's see, you gotta take it nice and low, or else it's gonna be a wrap. Come around, and I don't wanna dig in this berm, that's for sure. So I think I might have to build up some more, unfortunately. I may have to build up some more. Rock, and rock, and a rock, and a rock. Okay, so in order to keep me inside the turn here, I'm going to need to probably either dig in or build up. I think I'm going to build up. Not much dirt. I mean, there's dirt all over the place, but easy dirt to get. It's getting a little scarce. Let's see what we got. let me look at this again. I'm looking at this again to convince myself that I don't need to put more dirt on this jump. But as a person who likes things bigger, of course, can always use more dirt on a jump. I'm trying to chill, because it's a lot that has to get done. I can't do it all by just knocking out one joint and spending the whole day on it, which was my original intention, was to spend my whole day on it. But it's so nice out, and I'm getting so much accomplished already that I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, if I come around here, I also have to put some on the back side of this to make it nice and rolly, because right now you have a nice gradual up, but then you have a steep drop on the other side, so I have to fill more on the other side up to make it nice and roundy before you get to the next guy. So that's what has to happen. So with that being said, instead of building up, if I build out and put more over there, see how I'm turning my head, because I'm actually pretending I'm in the turn on my bicycle right now. And if I turn, that might actually help us out, because one of the problems here is when you go really fast and you're not in the right position, it makes you kind of go more to the left, which is kind of where you want to go, because then it sets you up when you jump or roll the next one. But I'm gonna go with my gut, leave this the way it is. This is actually really good in comparison to where it was at, and then I'm gonna build some more on the backside to finish off the roll and give you a nice pump to the next one. And I think that's gonna be the way to go right now, because there's so much more to do. Like, I gotta do those rollers over there, I gotta do that roller, I gotta make the first 4 rollers here make sense. They make sense, they need to make more sense. And then after that, the first hip jump I gotta work on. I got big plans for that, but where am I getting the dirt from? Like close dirt, easy to get dirt from? That is the question. So anyways, I don't have my flathead shovel, which is what I use to pack all this down. So today I'm gonna have to get ghetto with it and use my spade shovel, which is not gonna do as good a job as my flat shovel. But the one thing that this does do is it actually packs it a little better, because you got these little wedges right here, which kind of act like shoes. I'm just rambling on. Let me start packing this thing. All right. Arts and crafts at the trails. That's looking pretty actually. It's looking pretty. Is that a rock? It's another rock. So many rocks. So before I start mashing this down, I want to add some more to this side. So when you come around, you have a nice rounded pump that you make before you get to the jump, the dubs, the roller. That'd be cool. So, see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It looks nice right now. Right there, it's beautiful. I love the way it looks, but I want to add some more here. If I continue the circulation like this and then have it come down here-ish, then you get a nice, super nice pump, which will help you accelerate, gain more speed, which you really need for that table. That table you need a lot of speed for. But I changed the lip a little bit so now you can get over it easier, but you still need a lot of speed to get up and over. So this needs to be nice and pumpable in those guys. I've mentioned it before, but this is, it looks like it's gonna be a really nice pump or a really nice jump. And it's not big, it's small, it's low, but I think it's gonna give you just enough boost to really give you a little bit of hang time, but it's definitely gonna give you a lot of bit of speed to get over that. I'm really anxious for that. And tomorrow is supposed to be nice, and I had this covered up, so that should still be relatively moist, dryish. And we had all this rain, but there's no mud, with the exception of this little area right here. There's no mud. Everything is just soft. It's not, this place just sucks up water like crazy. So I'm thinking that if I finish this today, maybe tomorrow I might be able to do a little lap to try this out, at least to see how it feels a little bit. So that's the goal. So I need to stop talking because it's late. I need to start digging again. So let me get at it. Well, the cool part is I don't have to add a whole lot of dirt to make this work. I mean, this part here I probably got to put a significant amount, but I don't have to put a whole lot of dirt. Just a little bit of dirt, really. So close to the next one, but this needs to just be just a little bit more. So I'm gonna throw a little more dirt there. Look at that. We are on to something. Oh yeah. Party people in the place to be. We are on to something right here. Now I threw some dirt in this section to make the circulation nice and more rounder and smoother. So I filled it in a little bit more so it's not such an abrupt drop when you come over the roller. So it's like an official roller. So all I have to do now is shape it up and pack it, and I think it's gonna be all right. I'm very happy about the developments of what's going on here. Big shout out to Mike Vitti, Climb Online. concerned Long Island mountain bikers for making this place possible to be legitly digging on. So you guys definitely should support Climb Online, because your support helps them insure themselves and get the tools and equipment they need to get these things done, and to reimburse all of the stewards, the trail stewards, who spend their money on getting supplies and all that good stuff. So without them, none of this stuff would be possible. So definitely go to their site, become a member, show some love. And of course, if you want to directly support me in my dream of making the jet line into a premier spot that people want to come to when they visit New York, or people in New York when they visit, when they go ride their mountain bikes and BMX bikes and stuff like that, definitely come to the site, buy some swag. I got t-shirts, hats, even BMX frames I got for sale. You can also donate. I'm going to set up a Patreon, but right now I got a Give Butter donation program on my site. Same as Patreon, except you could do one-time payments. I haven't checked Patreon to see if you could do one-time payments. I know they usually do subscriptions and things like that. So, but the Give Butter app, you could do one-time payments. So say you want to give me $1, $5 for what I do. It goes a long way, number one. And number two, it makes it easy. You don't have to do a monthly subscription where you got to pay $20 a month or whatever, which definitely I encourage, because the more money I have donated, the more I can spend time doing this without having to go to work. I work for you guys, basically. So if I'm at work working, can't dig. So if you guys pay me to come here and do this, I can do this because I freelance. So I'm able to do that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. So now it's time. Now that I got it all sussed out, you can see where I'm going with it. It's still kind of deepish, but you can still get a good pump on that. The way it looks from here, it looks really good, actually. So I know once I pack it in, I'll probably lose a couple inches, but it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be a-okay. So first, what I'm gonna do with this is I'm just gonna rub it down, get a little rub down, and you see the sun's hitting it, so can't play around for too long, or else the sun gonna make it dry out, and you won't be able to pack it the way you want to. So definitely want to hop on that. Now hopefully I can do my little steppy step without the dirt getting all stuck to the bottom of my sneaker. Yes, it's looking like it's working. All right, let me start trying to pack it in this thing here. But this is just the first pass. This is the first pass of packing. My elbow's hurting. Crazy tennis elbow from doing this. Trying to avoid getting crazy tennis elbow, so I gotta switch up and then not hit down so hard, because when you hit down hard like that, little tennis elbow, when I do it like this, it's not so bad. But one of the ways I try to avoid getting tennis elbow is I do this and I kind of slap it like that. So, wait a minute, yeah. I slap it and I lift, but with this shovel I can't do it. But yeah, something like that. So I'm lifting with my backhand, kind of slapping it with my backhand, while my front hand is just kind of guiding it, not putting as much pressure on it as I would rock. Not putting as much pressure on it as I would when I'm really, really banging it. And that's when the elbow issues come. Now I already know somebody's gonna say, well, why don't you get a compactor? Bring a compactor up in this joint. That's where your donations come in. So I can buy a compactor. Facts. Man, you should get a compactor. Something to compact the dirt. Now the thing about those compactors, you gotta get the right one. The little guys are the best ones. They do the best job. Because the bigger ones, they'll start ripping up the work you put in. And that's not fun. So the little guys, they're light enough where they're not like shredding the work you did. Because I used one of those things when I was at Trimble trying to pack stuff, and it was just, I don't know, wasn't feeling it. I'd rather get like a quad, put some road tires on it, and just roll up and down, jump, or get even like maybe a fat e-bike with some real ball tires, and then just run up and down until it packs in. That actually might be an idea. I actually have a fat bike, a BMX fat bike, Mongoose Stomp. Might be able to use that. All right, so there it is. Better than before. Not 100% exactly where I really wanted it to be, but it's definitely a major improvement from where it was. It used to be this little lump, basically, that if you was on a full suspension, you'd have a hard time getting over it smoothly. If you're on a BMX bike coming around here going really fast, you'd have a hard time getting a good pump out of it because it just wasn't big enough to catch your pump. So now I'm hoping, and it looks like it's gonna give me a nice pump out of that and into the doubles over here. Really excited about that. It definitely looks nice. This part right here, I filled it in a lot, so that way when you come, you have a nice transition to come into. It looks like it's really gonna do you some justice out of this turn. Now, what I really wanted to do was make it taller out of here, probably as tall as the next one, so that way you can really get into it. But baby steps, y'all, baby steps. Whoa. Whoa. Hold up, wait a minute now. So one of the things, so this is one of my favorite ideas, it worked out okay, but this is one of my favorite ideas right here. Originally, there was a double right here. This actually was the lip. But what we had was a drainage thing where the water would come here, it would go this way, it would cause a rut. And I was like, well, how about you make a jump in the turn to make it something special? Anyways, never mind that. Let's talk about this. So this section right here, built it up maybe about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I want to do something different. I never got to complete this jump right here. So what I have to do now, what I want to do is I want to make this bigger. Still going to be, you know, rideable and pumpable, but I want to make this tall. I want to make this as tall as the landing. So when you hit it, you come up, boom, like that. So you can get a little hang time and have a little more fun in it than you have on it now. But with that being said, the next feature is a little bit too close to really make it make sense when you hit this and come down. It's doable, but with this, when I level it up, it makes it a little different. Plus, also, that's not finished. And the one after it into the turn, all of these are pretty much not finished. I laid them out, did them. They were acceptable for when we did them, but that was just the base. That was the foundation of what I wanted to do. So what I want to do this winter is I'm going to build this up, make this taller, and I'm going to make a little change on the last two. What I'm probably going to do, since the distance is a little bit too tight, I'm going to make a little kicker table into the berm. I think that might work out really good because you can retain your speed, get a little height, get a little pump, get a little jump action, but it's just not really enough space to make another jump after this one. I mean, I can, it'll be a big job to do because I would have to basically push the berm back a little bit. But that's an idea too. So I'm going to just work on making this work and then see where we go with that. So the easiest way to make that happen is to actually gut the the third roller and the fourth roller to build this up and then see where we're at after that's done. So that is the dealio. Really don't like doing big projects every winter, but this is one of many big projects that probably will benefit this actual line. All right. Okay. And so it begins. Now you always want to make your jumps have some width to them. You can't be too skinny because when it starts to rain, it starts to erode, then it starts to get skinny. And we don't want it to be skinny. So you definitely want to add to the sides. So that way, the part that you really want to stay around is this part. So you have to build up around it. So that way when it rains and it starts to erode, you still wind up keeping the part that you actually want. So we'll start with the boring part.